insurance company. I've been meditating since 8 years now. So uh, let me share my screen. Yeah, so I thought I will talk about the breath. Uh, since uh, since breath is that one thing, since started staying with the breath, it's made the largest um, change in my life. Uh, so I thought I will talk about the breath. Breath is that one thing in our body which is both voluntary and involuntary. It's a choice and a reflex. My life's largely changed after I've started staying with the breath. It's there with you, all the time from the day you're born. It's there with you. Whatever is happening in the time, it's always there with you. And and what I realized is that the more and more I stay with my breath, you become more and more conscious. Whereas when compared to whatever you were before, the life was more unconsciously happening. But once I started meditating, um, we start becoming more and more conscious of ourselves. So we are always looking at ourselves, trying to improve ourselves. A journey towards within starts. We are always looking to develop something within ourselves, seeing what we like, what we don't like, what we are good at, how better we can do things. The whole of the time gets consumed with this journey that goes inwards, in which we are always thinking of what is happening within, kind of largely grows once you start staying with your breath. And has a effect to it. What also happens is that the outside world becomes more and more pleasant towards you. Maybe it's quite obvious as well, because when most of our time, whatever we are doing, we are always concentrated with w- more with ourselves. So previously, what the judgment that we had on the outer world, these things are not present anymore. We don't concentrate on how someone else should behave with us or what other people are doing with us. We become more and more alert on what we are doing and what we should be doing. And I personally kind of I felt that this does make a difference, and maybe that's the reason people tend to see that you behave a bit different to the rest, because uh, what the outside world is doing is not a big change. Does not matter really much to us, and no matter what the consequences or what the situation is, we are always with ourselves, and are always conscious. And we have a new friend within ourselves who is there with us all the time with us, which is ourselves, because we move so much within ourselves. So all throughout a life is all about making choices. We have usually make two choices, like one good, otherwise pleasant. Good choice is anything that is more desirable. Like we feel like, okay, I want to wake up late, and then it's easy. It's a passing pleasure. You get an immediate enjoyment out of it. It feels nice when you do it. But When you choose something that is pleasant, then that gives you growth. That gives you a long term uh, growth towards yourself. Uh, if you don't want to get up, you sleep. It's a passing pleasure. But if you wake up, your day throughout the day gets better, and you can do a lot more stuff. If you want to eat something unhealthy, it's a passing pleasure. You can quickly. It's desirable. You're happy that moment, and that passes away. But when you make a choice of eating something healthy, then it helps you grow, and this pleasure stays with you throughout your life. Same with meditation. What happens? We have a thought, we have a choice, if we have to stay with it or come back to our breath. Every time we make the choice of coming back to the breath, we have made the pleasant choice, the choice that takes us towards going towards the wisdom, the choice that lets our life grow. Like how the body needs gym. First day we go to the gym, we can't lift anything. But after a month of continuously going to the gym, what happens? Our muscle strengthens, we become stronger, and after a month, we can very easily lift something that we couldn't lift the first day we went to the gym. Similarly, in meditation, first day you might sit and struggle with your thoughts, but after a month, you keep coming back to your breath. Things become easier. You can stay more with your breath, or you at least know how to come back to your breath, and you know how to keep doing it. Meditation is like a gym to your mind. It trains your mind to make pleasant choices over good choices. We sit 1 hour a day or have whatever time it is. We sit, we practice to coming back to breath. Every time we have a thought, we practice to come back to our breath. As we practice doing this, our mind gets trained to always choose to do what brings good to us in long term rather than going for a short term pleasure, which is why I would say meditation is a gym for the mind. So using our breath, either we can come back to our breath, or we can wander with our thought. So this breath is where we can sit and train our mind. All throughout our life, we keep making these choices to stay in the present, in the now, or to just be in the past or in the future. We got to make a good choice here to stay in the now or to just go away in past or future, or we should choose to accept whatever is, or we resist whatever is happening. Anything that we resist is pain. Pain is the resistance to what is happening. Once we learn to show less of resistance, we learn to show acceptance to whatever is happening, then life becomes smoother. Again, this is a choice: pain or just accept. Acceptance does not mean liking or approving whatever is happening. It just means letting it be without that internal battle. It's kind of spaciousness, like saying, this is what is. Now, what do I choose from here? When you drop the resistance, there is a kind of peace, even in chaos. Acceptance opens the door to clarity, growth, and something even healing. Making a choice of acceptance of whatever is happening is kind of choosing less of suffering. I'd like to tell an example of mine here. So I had to sell a house. The situation was such that I couldn't keep the house anymore. I had to sell it, but I did not want to. So there was resistance. There was pain. I didn't want. I struggled for a week, and then I thought about it, and I thought, no matter what I do, I can't. I got to accept it. I can't have it. Once I accepted it, and I accepted that it's okay. The pain was gone. But before the acceptance, the pain that you go through every minute, it's a suffering. That's a pain that you are giving to yourself by choice. But the moment you accept whatever is, the pain is gone or will gradually reduce. So to do that, our mind needs to know how to choose, how to make its choices, how to make the choice which is good long term, not good short term. So I'm using the analogy of a chariot here. So our body is like a chariot. Our sense organs, the tasting, touching, smelling, hearing, seeing, all of this creates desires. These are like the horses of the chariot. They keep running here and there. When untrained, they are like the wild horses. You cannot run a chariot. You can run, but the chariot is uncontrollable. And your mind is like the reins of the chariot. Using the reins, you guide the horse which way to go. You give direction to the horse. When it's going in the wrong direction, you pull it back. So you train the horses. So you need to train your mind. Training the mind every time you sit in meditation, your mind wants to wander away with your thought. You gently bring it back to your breath. This is how you train your mind. You keep doing this gradually, your mind gets trained. And your intellect is the driver who is driving the horses using the reins. How can you help along with the training? The intellect can be improved by listening to something that's good, to reading spiritual books, being in a session like this. This is how you empower your intellect. Now your intellect or your buddhi or the driver, he knows where to go, how to pull his reins. He knows how to use his senses. That is when the person in the chariot starts enjoying the ride of the life. So your body and the action that it makes above it is your sense organs. Your body is controlled by your sense organs, and your sense organs are controlled by your mind. And your mind is controlled by your intellect with your belief, your ideas, your discriminations. If you make your intellect with Sajjana Sangatya, reading books, being in contact with spiritual people, this is going to improve the intellect. And that is when the soul that resides in your body starts enjoying the life. No matter how chaotic the road is, no matter how the road is, how the path is, when the rest of these things are silent, the intellect, mind, sense, and body is silent, The driver can always listen to what the spirit is saying. The driver, the person who is sitting and enjoying the ride, is the driver can always listen to the guidance of the soul. So no matter how chaotic the path is, he will know. Just like how you drive, I recently have started learning to drive, and I've been told that it's only in the initial days you got to keep remembering and doing these things, and then gradually it becomes a very inbuilt thing wherein you kind of know it, and you can it's all there in yourself. So we got to this is how meditation helps us, by being with the breath, staying with the breath. We practice coming back to the breath, and that later helps us control our senses, use our mind and intellect, and brings a good journey to the soul. So, yes, breath is the bridge between the body, which does body doing the senses, sense organs, actions that the body does. And this is the bridge between your conscious mind and your body. And later on, it does become a bridge between your unconscious mind or your soul. So, your body, your mind, the conscious mind, which is your ego, it enjoys the sweetness and dislikes the bitter stuff. But your soul, which is the supreme self, it enjoys everything. It neither likes or dislikes. It's enjoying whatever is happening. And before we go to the question and answer session, I will give you a brief introduction about myself. So I started doing meditation from Vipassana. A friend of mine suggested me to go for a 10 days Vipassana course. So I spent my 10 days there. And when I came back, I was a different person. I knew I was a different person. When I went to the office, everyone were like, "You look like you've come from a different world." And I had almost felt like started living a new life. And for next 6 months, I used to meditate, sit alone in a room 1 hour, and used to meditate daily. And it was every, life felt so much pleasant. Everything was going just perfect. And then gradually, after 6 months, I had to sit alone, sit in a corner of a room and do it. Life was, anyways, being perfect. So I got dropped off. I couldn't continue doing meditation. It just happens. When life seems all right, don't want to sit and meditate. So, so for the next 1 or 1.5 years, I did not do it. And but then I realized one day that how pleasant, how easy, and how wonderful I felt when I used to meditate. So at that point, I also became aware that why I couldn't meditate much was mostly because I did not have anyone else doing with me. So I had to do it all by myself. So it was very easy to not do it. So this time I went to internet, started searching, and that's when I found PSSM, and I started searching for people, message them and ask, can we have sessions in the UK, just like how they have sessions in the rest of the world. And so that's when I got these links to the WhatsApp group, wherein there was already sessions happening every day, 9 o'clock. So I was happy. I thought, okay, now I can meditate every day for an hour. So my meditation journey started again. So even after I started meditation journey, everything, I mean, it was all good. I felt good about myself. But then it was not like life became very easy and it was all pleasant forever. 6 months after that, I had my most challenging time of my life. But this time I was equipped with meditation. So I never questioned why this happened to me. I was more stronger this time. I just knew that I'm learning wherever I am is is just perfect. There was no resistance to whatever was happening. I went to when I talked to my office HR that I am having a little bit of issues in my life, so they suggested me, we have free counselors, do you want to go talk to them? So yes, I went to a counseling session, and as I was talking to her, she told me, "Oh, you know what? All of this that's happening, and all of these things, we are like a net trying to hold you, not falling down." The next morning, I came to my meditation chair. I was meditating, and as I was meditating, it just occurred to me, no, I'm not falling down, and no one's holding a net down. I am falling and I have a parachute, and this is meditation. That's the way I felt the next morning as I was meditating. So that was meditation for me. It gave my perception towards how I look at life changed. Everything that I go through life either became something I teach people or something the other people is teaching me. It, and yeah, so this is my experience, and
Thank you very much, madam, for sharing your experiences. It was very nice to hear your experiences. It is really good, actually. We people think that when we come to meditation, life will become easy. That is the general perception everyone will be having. But the real real thing to understand is when we come to meditation, that is when the life tests us more, actually, and we face many more challenges. Before giving us the challenges, life will give us the direction of meditation or spiritual, something like that, and so that we'll get strengthen ourselves first to face the challenges that we're going to face in future life.
yeah,
So sometimes we ignore the directions or callings, whatever we get, and we go through a lot of struggle, sufferings as well. And the way you compared with the chariot, all the things, that was very nice, actually. Thank you very much.
yeah. Yeah, also, I would like to add this. This is one of my favorite experiences in which, I mean, one morning I'm meditating, and then I feel so overwhelmed with how much strength meditation gave me to go through the hurdles of my life. And I feel like, okay, I got to do more towards this. And the thought came that, okay, in PSSM, I can actually guide, I can do all of these things. Like, I'm taking so much from these sessions and all that, but I want to contribute more as well. So early in the morning, around 5:36, I had this thought going in my head, and just the thought that I want to do more. And by this time, I was actually not telling anybody to like preach meditation or anything, because when I initially got introduced to meditation, I told my parents and all of them, and they were like, they didn't pick it up from me. So I had decided it to for myself. Unless someone comes and asks me, I am not going to give this to anybody. Uh, so So, in the office, I go sit in a meeting, and that day there was some discussion about the stress and all that. And everyone knows I meditate. And one of the person in the meeting says, Raksha, you need to teach us meditation. And even though they've said it, I just feel like, okay, they are not serious. They are not going to come. And so I left it there. But again, towards the end of the meeting, again, he calls me and says, you know what? You are going to book a Teams meeting and show me how to meditate. And as soon as he says that, two other people raise their hands as well. And so I from that day on, I slowly started doing meditation in office, and even now I do meditation sessions in office. And the beauty of this whole thing is, like, when you want to do something good for others, how quickly the universe responds. Because I alone can feel the happiness of how beautiful it felt that morning 6 o'clock I had a wish, and by 11 o'clock it was granted. Uh, so yeah, it just felt like a magic, and I truly believe when you do good for others, when the wish is to do good, universe responds quickly, and miracles do happen.
Thank you very much for sharing your one of the beautiful experience. Masters, anyone have any questions, clarifications, or anything you want to share? You can unmute yourself. Many masters posted the messages in the group. Okay, one of the master mentioned Rekha ji. Master, she is Raksha, not Rekha.
Thank you for all the wonderful messages, Master. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, masters, if no one have any questions or anything to share, probably it's time for us to end the session. Yeah. Thank you very much, Raksha madam, for sharing your beautiful experiences and wonderful sharing as well. And thanks to all the masters for joining these sessions. And one last thing, as you are aware, we are going to celebrate Buddha Purnima this 10th and 11th May in Birmingham. So please try to register and try to attend both the days. You'll be having a great experiences. You'll be getting an opportunity to meet new masters and all the great masters coming across UK and India as well. So it would be a great opportunity for you. You may get some directions in your life if you are going through some problems or anything, or if you have any doubts, we can get clarified all of them. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity, master. Please utilize it. Yeah. Thank you all, masters. We can end the session now. Happy night, all of you.